Coming up on MHK All Day, card skimmers were found across more cities in Kansas. We'll tell you their latest spotting. Also, an increased amount of burglaries in Riley County are leaving some residents worried. Stay tuned, the Riley County Police Department tells you how to avoid becoming a victim. And a K-State student and 2017 K-State Family of the Year is receiving criticism after a Snapchat photo.
From KKSU LD at Kansas State University, serving Manhattan and the Flint Hills family. This is MHK All Day.
Today's Friday, October 20th, and you're watching MHK All Day. I'm your host, Isabel Lobby. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. This week, we take a look at the hashtag #MeToo movement, and later in the show, we'll show you how a local winery got its start. But first, Reina Garcia has more on the K-State student who posted a controversial Snapchat over the weekend.
Sarah Harper, freshman in mass communications, posted this photo Saturday showing her and another individual with the caption saying, quote, "newest members of the K-State Cool Kids." Harper, whose family is the 2017 K-State Family of the Year and was honored at the game on Saturday, has since apologized. A spokesperson for the family says her actions are not representative of the family and that she was goofing around. Today, I'm joined by K-State students Lakin Horton and Jessica De La Paz, who are here to talk about the recent controversial incidents that have occurred at K-State. Thank you, ladies, for joining us today. So K-State has been in the headlines recently for these events. What do you think the university can do to find a solution?
I believe at this point we need to do more so like curriculum, multicultural curriculum, where everyone has to take classes in order to learn what is and is not wrong, although that is what our parents should be teaching us. But at this rate, I think that cultural competency is pretty much what we need to do.
Okay. Currently, I believe only the College of Arts and Science requires its students of taking 16 credits of cultural awareness classes. So I think if it was a university-wide rule or in the curriculum that everyone had to take these classes, then I think we could get them early on about learning about cultural awareness.
Right, and so you think things like these cultural competency classes and maybe groups like Cats for Inclusion, who provide students a chance to learn about diversity issues through dialogue, do you think things like that could be beneficial?
I believe so, because my freshman year I was actually part of a CAT community, and I believe that a lot of the students that were involved in that group learned more so, and we were together, and it was a diverse group of kids. So I believe that maybe all freshmen should have to be involved in those different groups.
Yeah, my freshman year, I was in an Introduction to American Ethnic Studies class, and many people in that class loved it, and it made them more culturally sensitive to the people around them and their student body, and it makes them more aware about the issues that are currently affecting us.
Right, and why do you think that these issues keep occurring?
I think we have a culture on campus right now that is insensitive to the issues of diverse groups of students. I don't think it is the fault of Sarah Harper that this incident happened. I think as an institution, we may have failed her by not requiring her to take a cultural competency course. If she had had that requirement, maybe she would have been more prepared to deal with this issue at hand.
Sure. What do you think, Lakin?
I believe like it continues to happen because there are no real consequences. K-State, the only thing they normally do is drop statements, and I understand that's all they can do. But if they want the things on campus to change, they're going to have to come up with something, and a statement is not enough.
And so how do these incidents impact how you guys view K-State?
I think it gives a negative view of K-State. I mean, we have dedicated professors that are teaching these courses on cultural competency, but if students aren't required to take them, then it seems like we've failed in some way.
I would also have to agree with that. It's just with them not taking into consideration, like all of us on campus, all you see are the negative things. So.
And so would you still consider K-State an inclusive campus, somewhere where diversity is welcome and celebrated?
I would say they're trying. They're trying as hard as they can. I believe they're scratching the surface right now. They're doing as many multicultural organizations as they can, but so are plenty of other universities. I think there's a lot more that can be done besides what they're doing right now. So.
And with all these incidents happening, how does this make you ladies feel? Do you, feel maybe like, not unsafe, but do you feel like diversity may not be as celebrated as it seems to be?
I feel like with the way we've reacted to this situation, it contributes to call-out culture instead of inviting the student back and educating her on current issues instead of completely ostracizing her from society. I believe she was taken out of her sorority, but I feel like that's not the answer. Education is definitely the way about solving this.
Sure. And how do you think that this, like you mentioned, this call-out culture, do you think it maybe contributes to the problem, or do you think it helps identify a solution? What can you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a problem. If we say there's a problem or an issue or have a complaint and not offer a solution, it definitely doesn't help with re-socializing everybody to think more differently about the world.
And how key do you think it is to make sure we, educate these students when things like this happen and welcome them back into the community? How important do you think that is to getting towards a solution?
I think it's extremely important. With her only being a freshman, she was just coming off from under her parents. So it didn't really allow her to grow into her own mindset and to be herself. She was still coming from the ideals of what she grew up in at home. So I don't think we really gave her a chance to truly learn. I think everyone kind of pushed her out way too quickly. Not only her sorority, but then she left school as a whole. So I feel like everyone should have kind of just been it's not okay what you did, but they should have educated on how to go about things and what to do and what not to do. So.
Right. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you, ladies, for being here with us and sharing your thoughts on this subject. Back to you, Isabel.
According to the U.S. News and World Report of the students enrolled at K-State, 77% of students live off campus. Reporter Bridget Howard from our sister newscast, Channel 8 News, took a deeper look into off-campus living and how to stay safe.
Living off campus has its perks, but not when it comes to safety aids. For students who live on campus, resources like Wildcat Walk and the blue emergency lights with call buttons are available if students are feeling unsafe. Sophomore Grayson Warple is one student who is now much more aware of her surroundings after her and her friends encountered what they thought to be a suspicious man in broad daylight near her off-campus home.
We were just having our own conversation and he was by himself and he wasn't saying anything to us and we hadn't said anything to him. Once he saw that we shifted out of his way, he lunged at us kind of with a switchblade, but luckily the switchblade was closed so it didn't hit any of us.
According to the Riley County Police Department, there have been over 100 burglaries in the months of August and September this year, an elevated number due to the amount of unsecured personal property. The Riley County Police Department is reaching out to the community in hopes that they will start being more conscious of locking up and more aware of their surroundings.
Typically, those criminals, they aren't looking for something hard to do, they're looking for whatever's easiest. So it really helps the citizens to help keep their possessions safe just by locking their doors.
In neighborhoods like here at 11th and Bertrand, there are virtually no streetlights, so students are encouraged to walk with friends or use safety apps during the day or night. Junior Haley Tatum uses the Lifeline Response app and the Buddy system to ensure her safety. The Lifeline Response app and other police resources are free to the public.
Me and my roommates, for sure, anywhere we're going now, we're going with at least two of us. We don't go by ourselves. And the app that you hold the button until you get to the place where you feel safe and then you let go.
Police say that simply locking your car and front door will help you avoid being the target of such crimes. In Manhattan, Bridget Howard, Channel 8 News.
Off-campus safety is a concern for many students at K-State, and taking the necessary precautions could help the residential areas be a safer place for everyone. And speaking of keeping the community safe, credit card skimmers recently made their way to Riley County. MHK All Day reporter Darielle Nixon has more on the story.
Cases have been reported in multiple cities throughout Kansas. Within the last year alone, card skimmers have been found in both gas station pumps and ATMs in Garden City, Emporia, Wichita, and most recently in Ogden. Card skimming is when someone uses a device called a skimmer to illegally collect personal data from the magnetic stripe of a credit card, debit card, or ATM card.
Those skimming devices can be placed gas pumps, ATMs, anywhere that you slide your card. So skimming devices are placed on those pumps, and then there's different ways that they can collect information. And when it collects that information, then there's different ways that it can be distributed to people as well. So the person who put it on there, they may get that electronically, or they may have to go back to the pump or the ATM to get that information manually. Once they get that information, then they're able to make purchases using your financial card information without your consent.
There are two types of skimming devices that can be extremely hard to detect. External devices that stick out seemingly like a piece of plastic, and internal devices that cannot be seen at all. Riley County Police Department has been working to inform citizens on how to keep their information safe.
There are times when you cannot use cash, so you can check to see if there is a security seal on the gas pumps or the ATMs. You can also check sometimes the skimmers can be external, and so if you're pulling on the gas pumps or the ATMs, sometimes those skimmers will just pop right off. Other times these skimmers are internal, and so you're not seeing them, but you can check for a security seal to see if the gas pump has been opened or not.
Riley County Police Department is encouraging citizens to stay aware and to monitor your bank accounts closely. In Manhattan, I'm Dario Nixon, MHK All Day.
Riley County Police Department says to look to make sure security seals are not broken, watch your bank statements regularly, and to always report criminal activity when it happens. Movements happen when one person decides to act. MHK All Day reporter Brittany Reed has the story on how thousands of people have joined the latest movement, the #MeToo campaign.
It all started a couple weeks ago with one woman who stood up for herself against Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. Now, thousands of women are deciding to stand up for themselves against sexual harassment and abuse they have faced.
I know a lot of people that have experienced some sort of sexual harassment or abuse, and it becomes such a normal thing for women that people usually just brush it off.
And what about the guys? Are men getting involved with this too?
Well, I think the movement, the Me Too campaign specifically, contributes to the awareness, sexual assault and rape awareness already. Because I think there's a lot of things happening on college campuses and just in our culture. There's already a lot of things happening, so I think it's contributing to the greater movement of bringing awareness to sexual assault. It's a great way to be vulnerable on social media, and it seems like it's generating some support for victims of sexual harassment or sexual assault. So I think when people see that on social media, on Facebook or Twitter, they can know that there are other people out there that have experienced the same things they have.
It's being talked about a lot more. And so it's nice to see people actually talking about something that's plaguing our society that's usually hidden right underneath of the surface.
This is only the beginning of a new movement. In Manhattan, I'm Brittany Reed, MHK All Day.
You can also join the movement and add to the conversation on social media using the #MeToo. After the break, we learn more about a local winery's roots, and we take a look at what's happening at a student-run radio station.
Sandoval goes on the slide and finishes up the right line. Ogo with authority. Zubak one blocker, and she puts a facial on Brusek. Rejected by the Cats.
We are a family that does not tolerate discrimination of any kind.
A family that believes diversity, inclusion, and sportsmanship are expectations.
A family that is supportive and seeks to promote a positive environment.
A family that treats all people with respect and dignity.
No matter their color, creed, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation.
We are an empowered family.
Who empowers family.
Welcome to K-State. This is who we are.
Straight away. Bang! Underneath the goal to Beasley for the jam. Down goes number one. Puts up the lob to Dean Wade. That is indeed how you break the press. Turns all the way with a runner. Yes, at the buzzer. Xavier Schneed from Aggieville.
The oldest known to date winery was discovered in a cave in Armenia, dated to 4100 BC. MHK All Day reporter Tyler Waymeyer has more on where you can get some family homegrown wine.
Wildwood Cellars is a winery located out of Peck, Kansas, about 20 miles south of Wichita. This small family-owned business began in 1995 as the way for the brother and sister team of Dr. John Brewer and Mary Bauman to make the family farm profitable. The winery was originally in a rented historical building in Mulvane, Kansas, but in January 1999, the call came in that the winery was on fire due to the faulty wiring in another business that shared the same building. The winery and 3 other businesses were burned to the ground that day. The new winery opened up 10 months later with the help of the whole family working together tirelessly. Today you will find up to 4 generations working at the winery, and Dr. John Brewer and Mary still there every day. Wildwood has currently over 40 wines that are made from fruits, berries, and some grape varieties. Since the grand opening in 1995, the family-ran Wildwood Cellars Winery has achieved over 500 international awards and titles to their name. Wildwood says they utilize the latest in scientific advances and old world wine techniques when creating their award-winning wines. Wildwood Winery even had a spice wine that was featured at the 2002 Winter Olympic Village.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Actually, you meet people from all over, a lot of interesting people, but the main way to figure out what they like is basically what we start with, find out if they like a sweet, semi-sweet, or dry, narrow down their choices and what works best for them, and try to make it fun. It should be a fun time.
Wildwood Cellars says it's not just about the awards, it's about making wines that people really enjoy. In Paxico, Kansas, I'm Tyler Waymeyer with MHK All Day.
If you would like to know more information about the different products at Wildwood Cellars, you can visit their website below. Kansas State's student-run radio station is bringing Gather Round the Radio back in style with the Radio Playhouse on KSDB. The Playhouse is back for another year after winning the KAB Award for the Best Entertainment Program for an undergraduate radio station production last semester. This semester, the Radio Playhouse is producing 2 different shows. The first, airing next week, titled The Extrasolar Squad, will be a playful and fun romp through space. The later production, yet to be named, will be a darker, more drama-oriented play later in the semester. The premiere of The Extrasolar Squad is October 24th at 8 p.m. If you want to check it out, you can tune in on your radio dial on KSDB 91.9 or at Bluestem Bistro, who is hosting a listening party for the broadcast in Aggieville.
Are a long thing like in the past, and we're like, let's bring them back. Some colleges do them, but we're one of the few that actually still do radio dramas, and so we decided to actually have them write their own scripts. So like everything that you see is all like original ideas, original scripts.
Coming up next, we learn how the Mary Poppins cast balances being in the play with their everyday lives.
Santos goes on the slide and finishes up the right line. Logo with authority. Zumach blood blocker, and she puts a facial on Blusick. Rejected by the Cats.
We are a family that does not tolerate discrimination of any kind.
A family that believes diversity, inclusion, and sportsmanship are expectations.
A family that is supportive and seeks to promote a positive environment.
A family that treats all people with respect and dignity.
No matter their color, creed, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation.
We are an empowered family.
Who empowers family.
Welcome to K-State. This is who we are.
Straight away. There! Underneath the goal to Beasley for the jam. Down goes number 1. Puts up the lob to Dean Wade. That is indeed how you you break the press. Turns it over to Magruder. Count it! All the way with a runner. Yes, at the buzzer. Xavier Sneed from Aggieville.
How hard is it to balance your schedule between work and school? The play Mary Poppins just ended its run at the Manhattan Arts Center, and we asked them, how do you do it?
Well, this particular play, it talks about intimacy and the intimacy in a family. This theater itself lends itself well to intimacy because it's small. Audience, the community members who come to see it, all get to experience the growth of the characters in a very up-close and personal way. Everybody on this entire production is not being paid. They are volunteers, and the heart and soul of a volunteer is the most generous and beautiful thing to give to a community.
I've got two daughters in the play. This has been a great family experience. You know, we go to rehearsal together, we're all singing the same stuff, we sing it around the house. It's a lot of fun.
And you really have to fully invest yourself in everything that you're doing. And so to balance that, you really got to have your A game at all times, especially being a student and being married simultaneously while being in a show that takes up so much time. It's a really beautiful thing to learn from, though.
It's quite difficult. I mean, we're not getting paid for this, and so we just kind of do it because we love it, and which is great, but it's also a very time-consuming. You know, when you're rehearsing for 8 weeks and it takes all of the free time that you have. So you have to love it. We do it for the people that come to watch. When the people come and they buy the tickets and they show up, it's so great to see the smiles on the kids' faces, especially with a show like this. Kids love it, and it's a lot of fun to see.
That play did look like it was fun to watch and fun to be in. Arrow Juice, it's the new hotspot in downtown Manhattan, right across the street from the Chef. 2 K-State alumni decided to bring Arrow Juice all the way back to Manhattan, Kansas. From our Sisters newscast, reporter Cameron Redmond Evans has more.
Manhattan has a lot of cool places to eat, but none will draw your eye like Arrow Juice. With locations being all over the state of Florida, 2 of the owners, who just happen to be K-State alumni, brought the juice back to their stomping grounds.
Here is different. Here everything is the fruit. You see the fruit, we squeeze it, we put it there, and we serve to the people. The flavor is totally different. Some people think that something is wrong with the fruit. It's because they never tried real fruit before.
Arrow Juice is one of the healthiest places in town. You can simply eat something magically delicious and get full at the same time. But there's more to Arrow Juice than just smoothies. Arrow Juice owners are out to help some of the sports teams in the Manhattan area.
To work with K-State and with the sport teams. Even I am sponsoring one K-State team, the soccer team is Brasa. And we give them the uniforms and everything. They are happy, and I am happy too.
This Arrow Juice is the only one of its kind, with other locations being in Florida. The 2 K-State alums thought it was only right to bring the juice back home.
This is a good place to grow up. In the way I see kids walking on the street, and from the school they finish, and I was proud. This is a nice place. Okay?
If you want to check out the new spot, Arrow Juice, head on down to 4th and Points and try one of their wonderful smoothies. From Manhattan, Kansas, I'm Cameron Redmond Evans, Channel 8 News.
Arrow Juice will be opening in another location in the Topeka area within the next 3 to 4 months, so be on the lookout. After the break, we take a look at how a group of people came together to promote peace.
What a coach, what a program. Oh, they give him the dunks. He gets number 200. Now he's going to throw far side. Jordy's got it against the lead 40. Here comes Lockett. Look out. He can move. He was drilled by Reggie Walker. On the field, perfect throw. Pringle down the sideline. Touchdown.
Know a spot that I love full well.
'Tis not in forest, nor yet in dell. Ever it holds me with magic spell.
think of thee, alma mater.
We'll carry thy banner high. Long, long, may thy colors fly.
Loyal to thee, thy children will swell the cry. Hail, 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 alma mater.
I'm Ngọc Trân from Đà Lạt, Việt Nam.
I'm Raphael from St. Mary's, Kansas.
Mình nói cả tiếng Việt và tiếng Anh.
I only speak one language, unless you count Pig Latin. Oh, you don't? Okay, one language.
I'm new to K-State and want to experience everything I can in Manhattan.
I'm hungry. Do you want to go eat some ice cream?
Sure.
Become an international buddy today and develop new friendships and experience different cultures.
How do you say Wabash in your language?
What's a Wabash?
We are a family that does not tolerate discrimination of any kind.
A family that believes diversity, inclusion, and sportsmanship are expectations.
A family that is supportive and seeks to promote a positive environment.
A family that treats all people with respect and dignity.
No matter their color, creed, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation.
We are an empowered family.
Who empowers family.
Welcome to K-State. This is who we are.
Last week, over 2,000 people took part in a candlelit procession for peace in the town of St. Mary's, as Catholics around the world commemorated the 100th anniversary of an apparition of the Virgin Mary in Fatima, Portugal in 1917.
100 years ago, the apparitions happened in Fatima. A woman who we believe is the Mother of God appeared to 3 small shepherd children. On October the 13th, 1917, 70,000 people showed up in Fatima, Portugal, to witness what had been promised, that there would be a miracle on that day. And so I think it's extremely significant to look into this event that happened 100 years ago, to look into the message of Fatima, because it's something that affects the whole world, the spread of communism. Communism has had its effect on the world. It has led to the upheaval of many different nations. As Americans, we have a certain antipathy, we have a certain hatred for communism because we know it denies human nature, which we as Americans respect and take seriously. That it's against order and peace, and that's why we gather together to pray this Rosary March as a prayer of peace, so that we can live in peace and a true peace that's founded in God. We walked in peace with candles lit, praying the Rosary. Thousands of people came from St. Mary's and from surrounding areas. It was good to see everybody involved, the mayor of the town, the representative of the 61st District of Kansas even being present, coming here and wanting to be a part of this procession. We don't have all the solutions. It was good to see so many people come from the area.
This is Channel 8 News.